The Boeing AH-6 is a series of light helicopter gunships developed from the MH-6 Little Bird and the broader MD-500 family. Built by Boeing Rotorcraft Systems, the family includes the unmanned Little Bird demonstrator, the A/MH-6X mission-enhanced Little Bird, and proposed variants such as the AH-6I and AH-6S. Development began with the unmanned Little Bird, converted from a civilian MD-530F. It first flew on September 8, 2004, and achieved its first autonomous flight with a safety pilot on October 16, 2004. In 2006, Boeing demonstrated how an AH-64 Apache could remotely control the ULB's weapons, firing Hellfire missiles from miles away using a tactical common data link. The ULB made its first fully uncrewed flight on June 30, 2006, completing a 20-minute armed reconnaissance mission at Yuma Proving Ground. Building on this success, Boeing created the A/MH-6X, which added 1,000 pounds of extra payload capacity and featured a prototype glass cockpit with upgraded avionics. The aircraft can operate optionally with or without a crew. Boeing self-funded the program, aiming for both military and homeland security roles. The estimated unit cost was around $2 million. The uncrewed technologies were also designed to be retrofittable into other helicopters, including the Apache. In 2010, an unmanned Little Bird performed a fully autonomous flight that included obstacle avoidance using LiDAR. In 2009, Boeing proposed the AH-6S Phoenix for the U.S. Army's Armed Aerial Scout Program. This stretch version included room for rescued crew, an extended nose for avionics, composite blades from the AH-64D, and a more powerful Rolls-Royce 250CE30 engine. The AIH-6I export variant first flew in September 2009, with interest from Jordan and a request from Saudi Arabia for 36 aircraft. The AH-6 family demonstrated impressive capabilities, including autonomous landings on a moving truck bed in 2011 for French sea trials. In 2012, the AH-6I flew demonstrations for the U.S. Army, and in 2013, the H-6U variant competed for Marine Corps unmanned cargo missions against the K-MAX. Marines successfully tested autonomous landings using a tablet-based AACUS system, which could also integrate with the CH-53, E, and V-22 Osprey. The Boeing AH-64. Apache is America's premier attack helicopter. A twin-turboshaft design with a tailwheel landing gear and tandem cockpit for 2 crew members, it features nose-mounted sensors for target acquisition and night vision. Its primary armament includes a 30mm M230 chain gun under the fuselage and 4 stub-wing hardpoints that typically carry AGM-114 Hellfire missiles and Hydra 70 rocket pods. Redundant systems give it excellent combat survivability. Development started as the Hughes Model 77 for the Army's Advanced Attack Helicopter program to replace the AH-1 Cobra. The YAH-64 prototype first flew on September 30, 1975. The Army selected it over Bell's YAH-63 in 1976 due to its more damage-tolerant 4-blade main rotor. Full production was approved in 1982, and the helicopter entered U.S. Army service in April 1986 as the AH-64A. McDonnell Douglas took over production after acquiring Hughes in 1984, and Boeing continued after the 1997 merger. Over 2,700 Apaches have been built for the U.S. Army and 18 international partners. The advanced AH-64D Apache Longbow arrived in 1997, bringing a massive leap in survivability and lethality. The Apache has seen combat in Panama, the Persian Gulf, Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq. International operators, including Israel, the UK, Greece, Japan, the Netherlands, and others, have used it extensively. British and Dutch Apaches deployed to Afghanistan and Iraq from 2001 onward. Further upgrades led to the current AH-64E variant, still in production at around 82 aircraft per year. Boeing has explored compound configurations with a pusher propeller and small wing for greater speed and range. Fuselage production is now handled globally, including a major facility in India through Tata Boeing Aerospace Limited, which has delivered hundreds of fuselages and become the sole global supplier. The Boeing Vertol CH-46C Knight is a medium-lift tandem rotor transport helicopter powered by twin turboshaft engines. Originally designed by Vertol as the Model 107, it was later manufactured by Boeing Vertol. Nicknamed the Frog, it served the U.S. Marine Corps for assault transport, combat support, search and rescue, and casualty evacuation from the Vietnam War until its retirement in 2015. Development of the V-107 began in 1956 using turboshaft engines instead of older piston power plants. The prototype flew on April 22, 1958. The U.S. Marine Corps selected the Model 107M in 1961, designating it the CH-46A. It entered service in 1964 with two T-58 engines, capable of carrying 17 troops or 4,000 pounds of cargo. Improved CH-46D and CH-46F models followed with more powerful engines and better payload capacity, up to 25 troops or 7,000 pounds. Later, CH-46E variants added fiberglass blades, reinforced airframes, and even more powerful T-58 GE-16 engines. The helicopter featured a rear loading ramp, optional cargo hook, and could operate with a crew of 3 to 5 depending on the mission. The Sea Knight was partially amphibious, able to land on calm water and float for a limited time. It also served the U.S. Navy for vertical replenishment until replaced by the MH-60S. Export operators included Canada, Japan, Sweden, and Saudi Arabia. The commercial BV-1072 version was used by airlines and later remanufactured by Columbia Helicopters. The CH-46 was eventually replaced in Marine Corps service by the MV-22 Osprey, ending a long and successful career in all-weather day and night operations. The Boeing CH-47 Chinook is a heavy-lift tandem rotor helicopter that remains one of the most capable and longest-serving aircraft in the Western inventory. Originally developed by Vertol as an enlarged version of the Model 107, it was designed to replace the piston-powered CH-37 Mojave with gas turbine power. The YHC-1B prototype first flew on September 21, 1961, and was redesignated CH-47A in 1962. Its counter-rotating rotors eliminate the need for a tail rotor, allowing all engine power to contribute to lift and thrust. Two Lycoming T-55 engines, later upgraded to more powerful Honeywell variants, power the aircraft. It is operated by a crew of 3, pilot, co-pilot, and flight engineer or loadmaster, and offers impressive capacity, up to 33 to 55 troops, or 24 stretchers with 3 attendants, or a maximum payload of 24,000 pounds, 10,886 kilograms. The Chinook can reach a maximum speed of 170 knots, 200 miles per hour, 310 kilometers per hour, with a range of 460 miles, 740 kilometers, and a combat range of 165 to 190 miles, 306 kilometers. It boasts a service ceiling of 20,000 feet, 6,096 meters. The Chinook proved significantly faster than contemporary utility and attack helicopters when it entered service. Major upgrades produced the CH-47D in 1982 with improved engines, composite blades, a redesigned cockpit, and advanced avionics. The latest CH-47F features even more powerful Honeywell engines, digitized controls, and reduced maintenance requirements. The Chinook has been exported widely and serves as the backbone of heavy lift capability for the U.S. Army and many allies. Civilian versions support logging, construction, firefighting, and oil operations. Production continues today with recent orders from countries including Germany, Spain, and others upgrading or expanding their fleets. The United Kingdom operates the largest Boeing Chinook fleet outside the United States, with the Royal Air Force fielding 54 aircraft as of 2025. British Chinooks have supported operations in the Falklands, Balkans, Northern Ireland, Iraq, and Afghanistan, providing vital heavy lift transport across all British armed forces. The RAF originally ordered Chinook HC-1 variants in the late 1970s to replace older types. These were later upgraded to HC-2 standard based on the CH-47D, featuring improved engines, composite blades, and modern avionics. Additional HC-2A aircraft were acquired with strengthened fuselages for future refueling probes. The HC-3 Special Forces variant suffered severe delays due to avionics certification issues, famously described as a procurement disaster. The helicopters were eventually reverted to HC-2 specification. Project Julius then upgraded the fleet to HC-4 and HC-5 standards with digital cockpits, FLIR, and more powerful engines. New build. CH-47F derived HC-6 aircraft joined the fleet, followed by HC-6A upgrades with digital automatic flight control systems. In 2024, the UK announced the purchase of 14 new H-47ER extended-range Chinooks for special operations. These advanced Block II models offer significantly greater range, payload, and modern avionics, including the silent night radar for the low-level terrain following flight. The RAF Chinook fleet is expected to remain in service into the 2040s. The Boeing Vertol AH-61, also known as the Model 179, was a twin-turbine medium-lift military assault and utility helicopter developed for the U.S. Army's Utility Tactical Transport Aircraft System, UTAS, competition to replace the UH-1 Iroquois. 3 prototypes were built under a 1972 contract. The AH-61 featured advanced design elements for improved reliability and survivability, including dual engines with hot and high performance, run-dry gearboxes, redundant subsystems, crash-worthy structure and seats, and a ballistically tolerant fuel system. Boeing Vertol chose a rigid main rotor system based on MBB technology, a tricycle landing gear, and a pusher tail rotor. Despite strong technical merits, the AH-61 lost the UTTAS fly-off to Sikorsky's AH-60, which became the Black Hawk. A naval variant was proposed for the LAMPS program but also lost. A civilian 14 to 20 passenger version was planned but canceled. 2 of the 3 prototypes survive today at the U.S. Army Aviation Museum. Although it did not enter production, many of its technologies and design lessons influenced later Boeing rotorcraft projects. The Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey is a revolutionary tilt-rotor aircraft that combines the vertical takeoff and landing capability of a helicopter with the speed and range of a turboprop airplane. Jointly produced by Bell and Boeing, it is operated by the U.S. Marine Corps, Air Force, Navy, and the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force. Development began after the failed 1980 Iran hostage rescue mission, highlighted the need for an aircraft with long range, high speed, and VTOL performance. The JVX program led to the V-22, which first flew in 1989. After years of testing, redesigns, and challenges, it entered operational service with the Marines in 2007 as the MV-22B, replacing the CH-46 Sea Knight. The Osprey can tilt its rotors from vertical for helicopter mode to horizontal for airplane-like cruise at speeds over 250 knots. It has been deployed extensively in Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, and other operations for troop transport, medevac, and cargo missions. The CV-22B serves Air Force Special Operations, while the CMV-22B supports Navy carrier onboard delivery. Despite early accidents and controversy over cost and complexity, the Osprey's safety record has improved dramatically. Ongoing upgrades continue to enhance reliability, avionics, and performance. Over 400 Ospreys have been built, marking it as a true game-changer in military aviation. The Boeing AH-139 Grey Wolf is a modern twin-engine helicopter based on the Leonardo AW-139 platform. Built under license by Boeing for the United States Air Force, it replaces the aging UH-1N Huey for nuclear security, personnel transport, search and rescue, and support missions. In 2018, Boeing won a major contract to supply the Grey Wolf for security patrols around intercontinental ballistic missile fields and executive transport. The helicopter features military-grade integration, reduced infrared signature, and advanced sustainment tools. It is powered by two Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6 turboshaft engines with FADEC control. The first MH-139A flew in 2020. Deliveries have begun to bases including Malmstrom and Maxwell. The fleet size has fluctuated in planning, but currently stands around 56 aircraft after recent adjustments to avoid cost breaches. In January 2026, two Grey Wolves completed their first operational nuclear security mission, escorting missile maintenance teams. The Grey Wolf brings improved performance, modern systems, and better maintainability compared to the decades-old Huey it replaces, ensuring critical mission support for America's strategic forces well into the future. And that wraps up our look at Boeing's impressive lineup of rotorcraft, from the agile AH-6 Littlebird family and the legendary AH-64 Apache attack helicopter, through the hard-working CH-46 Sea Knight and mighty CH-47 Chinook, to the innovative V-22 Osprey tiltrotor, and the latest MH-139 Grey Wolf. Boeing's rotorcraft heritage, built on decades of Vertol and McDonnell Douglas experience, continues to deliver versatile, powerful, and mission-critical aircraft that serve militaries and operators around the world. Whether lifting heavy loads, delivering troops under fire, or providing cutting-edge unmanned and tilt-rotor capabilities, these machines represent the pinnacle of vertical lift technology. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, let us know which Boeing rotorcraft is your favorite in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more aviation content. Until next time, fly safe.